Hello there, I'm Steve Johnson and I'm a driving instructor. One of the biggest challenges people face when learning to drive is dealing with anxiety and stress. It can make your body tense up, which makes controlling the car much harder. On top of that, when you're tense, it's even tougher to make clear decisions, sometimes leaving you stuck or frozen, unable to give your best behind the wheel. How do I know this? Well, I've been there myself. I struggled with anxiety during my first few driving lessons too. But in this video, I'll share a technique I wish I'd known back then. But as that was so long ago, this technique wasn't even around. It's designed to help you stay calm, focused, and in control while driving. Let's get started.
Hello, I'm Emma. I'm a psychological therapist and I've spent decades collecting different therapeutic tools and techniques, both to help myself and others. And these videos are produced to help driving students feel less anxious about driving. And it involves using my favourite therapeutic technique. So it's called Emotional Freedom Technique, or EFT for short. But you may have heard of it as tapping. And the technique works directly on the body's premovascular system. It involves gentle tapping on acupressure points while focusing on, in other words, thinking about a specific problematic issue or a negative emotion around a situation. Well, I'm going to start again. That was too fussy. And I spat and had to go.
That is not a good look.
No, it's not a good look. Right, let's start again. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, not the cat. Right. Okay. Hello, I'm Emma. I'm a psychological therapist and I've spent decades collecting different therapeutic tools and techniques, both to help myself and others. And these videos are produced to help driving students to feel less anxious about driving. And it involves using my favourite therapeutic technique. It's called Emotional Freedom Technique, or EFT for short, but you may have heard of it as tapping. The technique works directly on the body's premovascular system. It involves gentle tapping on acupressure points while focusing on, thinking about, a specific issue and a negative emotion that you might have about it. And the result is that you can reduce and clear difficult, negative emotions. And it makes you feel better. It's a really simple technique. The acupressure points are similar to acupuncture points, but don't worry, we're not going to be puncturing anything today. We're just going to be tapping gently on the same points with our fingertips. And here's a diagram of the points we're going to be tapping on. There are 9 points in all on the hand, head, face, upper torso. We tap on each point in turn. For the majority of the points, we tap using a couple of fingers from our dominant hand. I use the index finger and the middle finger of my right hand because I'm right-handed. Other points we might tap using the flat of our hand or all of our fingertips. And we tap lightly on each of the pressure points about 7 to 10 times, but we don't count because it doesn't have to be exact, just somewhere around that number, between 7 to 10 taps on each point. I'm going to walk you through the points, showing you where each one is. So the first point is the side of hand point. So using your dominant hand, the hand you use to write with, use the fingers of that hand to tap on the side of the other hand. You're tapping on the fleshy part of the side of the hand between the base of the little finger and the wrist. The second point is the top of head point, and with your hand in a claw shape, using all of your fingers, tap around the crown of your head in a circle, kind of like raindrops falling on your head. The third point is the eyebrow point. So with two fingers, lightly tapping at the junction between your nose and the start of one of your eyebrows. Doesn't matter which one. The fourth point is the side of eye point. As it sounds, it's on the side of your eye, just between the eye socket and the temple. Kind of in the middle there, just there. Fifth point is the under eye point, right underneath the middle of the eye, about a centimetre below the eye socket. Sixth point is the under nose point, and it's halfway between the nose and the top lip. Seventh point is the chin point. We're going for the fleshy part of the chin here, right in the middle. The eighth point is the collarbone point. That's just here, underneath the collarbones. You've got one each side of the sternum. I'll teach you a neat trick to find where yours is, because it's perhaps the trickiest point to find. So just put your arms by your side and put your elbows against your ribs. And then keeping your elbows there, raise your forearms and put them just under the collarbones either side of the sternum or breastbone. And then you can release your elbows to tap. You can tap one side or both sides. Personally, I like to tap both points using one hand, like this. And the last point is the underarm point. And we can use the whole flat of our hand to tap this one. To find it, if you put your hand in your armpit, the point where you want to tap is just below where your little finger falls. So move your hand down a bit to tap centrally on that point. And it's on the side of the ribs, under the arm, kind of where a bra strap would go. So, those are the points. And they're the only points we're going to tap on. And now we know where they are, we're going to tap on those points to help us work with any anxiety or any other feelings that you might have about driving. So, join me in the next video to do just that.